Hello everyone, welcome to ResearchHUB. In this video, we are going to look into the third part of the CABA method. So we started with a series of videos. We made 2 videos before. This is the third one, and I'm Munim, working as an associate professor at the University of Southeastern Norway. You can reach out to me in these 2 email addresses if you would like to discuss anything. So first, we talked about the first study, that was CABA method paper that was done mainly by me and my colleague and 2 of our professors, Professor Sebastian Kumar and Hans-Joachim Schramm. This study was actually one of the major part of the PhD thesis of Dhanvant Reddy. Okay, and we discussed this paper in the first video, so we will move on, and then we talked about the importance performance analysis, the IPA method, in the second video, which is the building block of this method, the CABA method. So we talked about it in the second video. And now we are actually going to look into the third part, where we are going to talk about importance improvement. So we basically change from importance performance to importance improvement. Okay, so that's one of the main idea. Okay, so here we discussed how this framework by Martilla and James works. Okay, so you can rate some factors based on their importance level and their performance level, and then if a factor is low importance and low performance, it comes in quadrant 3. If a factor is high performance, low importance, it comes in quadrant 4, so and so on, right? So we discussed it in the second video. Now, in the third video, we are going to talk about, in this video, we're going to talk about the importance improvement analysis. So we actually flip from importance performance to importance improvement, okay? And here you will see how the quadrants change when we do this flipping, okay? One of the rationale behind this is that when we ask people about their importance and performance, for performance, people might it might be difficult for them to relate or overestimate or underestimate, but when we ask them about improvement, it's more easier to relate with the term. So is there really something improvement needed? Okay, but anyway, so there were some other factors that we considered when proposing this method. You will find the details in our original paper. But now, so here you see how things change. Okay, so first of all, for a given set of factors, we can ask about the importance and we can ask about the improvement. Okay, the CABA method, the main CABA method, that allows for dyadic analysis from 2 different perspectives. Like in our case, we looked into manufacturers and logistics service providers, but it could be anything. It could be like patients and doctors. It could be like students and teachers, So it could be any 2 different groups that are supposed to, that are kind of engaged in a operation or in some activity. But here, so let's have a look. So for now, for AB method, it's not really that important that we are thinking about the dyadic part, but when we will move to CABA, then it is really important to think about the dyadic part, because that's what most of the methods are missing at the moment, and that's what we really contribute in this CABA method. But for now, that will come in the 4th video. So for now, let's forget about the manufacturers and the LSPs. But for now, we can just think about importance needed on some of the factors, the level of importance and the level of improvement needed. Okay. So logically, if you see, if your importance level is low and your improvement level is also low, improvement required is also low, then it falls here. It becomes the trivial resources, okay, or the basic or relatively basic or relative resources here. So here we use the term resources because we are talking about operant resources, but it could be any other things. It could be customer satisfaction factors. It could be some barriers, challenges. It could be different types of factors, competencies, whatever you like. Okay. So here you see we talk about low importance and low improvement. Low improvement means it's actually high performance, right? So here we have the Q for trivial resources. So this actually relates to low importance and high performance. Okay. So here they termed this as possible overkill. We are kind of we are terming it as trivial resources or basic resources. Okay. Then we have low importance and high improvement. So that means it's non-critical resources in our case. So it would relate to this one here, in the IPA. So low importance and low performance. So in our case, high improvement required means it's performing low, right? So this one relates with this one here. So it's low priority. And here we are calling it non-critical resources, or especially or rarely demanded or minor weakness. Okay. Then here it comes the high importance ones and low improvement ones, which we are calling key strengths. If we try to relate it here, so these would be like high importance and it would be high performance. So it's high importance and high performance. So it's relating with this one. Keep up the good work. Okay. So if I try to draw this quickly, so it's actually keep up the good work. This is relating with this one here. Okay. Then this one is relating with this one here, and this one is relating with this one here. Okay. And logically, then it means this one will relate with this one here. Okay. But let's try to clean my yeah, so I cleaned it again. So now the last one was importance, high importance and high improvement. So that means the performance is low. So which would be actually here, concentrate here, the critical ones. So that's what we are having here, the critical ones, high performance, high importance and high improvement. That means low performance. That's why we need high improvement, right? So that's how we translate from IPA to AB. So that's the proposed framework by us. Okay. So now we are going to see with an example how we actually can make the figure for this kind of for the AB analysis. And as I mentioned before, it's basically based on the same principle from IPA. Okay. So here we have these 17 OORs, organizational operant resources. Okay. These are the ones that we used in the survey. So we asked manufacturers and the logistics service providers, both of them, to rate these skills, the importance of these skills and the improvement needed by LSPs for these skills. Okay, so that's what we asked the manufacturers and LSPs in India and also in the DACH region, the Germany, Austria, Switzerland region. Okay, and as for now, we are going to follow the AB framework as we discussed in the previous slide. Okay. In the paper, you will see we have this figure where we have the manufacturing DACH region. So their AB figure, the manufacturing India, their AB figure, and the LSP DACH, their AB figure, and the LSP India, their AB figure. Okay. But now I'm going to, for now, focus on only this one. Okay. The first figure here, MDAC. So I'm going to focus on this one as an example and demonstrate in Excel how to implement this. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to show you the Excel data that we collected from survey. Okay. So here you can see our kind of master Excel file, how the data looks like. So here, the 01s here. So 01s here, we have total 37 of them. These are manufacturers from both India and DACH region. Okay, so from both India and DACH region. We also have created a dummy variable for region. India is 1 and DACH is 0. And here the dummy variable is that manufacturers are 0 and LSPs are 1. Okay, so that's how we can see. So basically, we have 37 here manufacturers, of which 17 are from the DACH region and 20 are from the India region. Okay, so here, if we take the sum of here, you see 20 are sum is 20. So these 20 are from India region, and the ones with 0 that will sum up to 17 then, and that's from the DACH region. Okay, here the survey was quite long. We actually had collected a lot of data, but now in the later part of the survey here, we have the importance and improvement. So we have 17 organizational and operand resources, right? So here we have two values, okay? Importance and then improvement. So for every variable, we have two. Managerial skills, okay? Manufacturers. So here it's, yeah, importance, and then here it's improvement, and then it's same, okay? So for all the variables, we have importance and improvement. And here we have total 37 of them, okay? So this is our original data for this paper looks like, okay? So it was rated in a Likert scale from 1 to 7, okay? So that's how our data looks like. So from this data, we then calculated the means. We calculated the means for the manufacturing group and for the LSP group. Then we also calculated the means for DAC group only and the India group only. Then we also calculated the means for manufacturing DAC, LSP DAC, and then LSP manufacturing India and LSP India. And then we did the CABA analysis and reported all those in our paper, okay? So that's why you will see that there are so many figures and so on. But now, as I mentioned, in this study, I'm going to focus only on the manufacturing DAC. In this video now, I'm going to focus only on this one, okay? And if you understand how we do this one, you will understand how all of the rest are done, okay? So now, here, so the mean values, when we calculated the mean values, we then presented them in a nice table like this. So here you have the importance, MDAC, LSP DAC, and all DAC. Here you have the improvement, MDAC, LSP DAC, and all DAC. Okay. So that's how we have the importance and improvement means and so on, right? So to calculate or to prepare actually our AB figure only for MDAC, we basically need this one, the MDAC importance value and MDAC improvement value, okay? So then I have copied these two values in our template, the template I'm preparing, okay? So in this template, I have copied these values here, okay? You can see these are exactly the same values, okay? So now let's try to prepare our AV plot. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select them and I will go to insert, and then I will go to, let's say we try with recommended charts. It suggests us a scatter plot, and that's what we need. If it was not suggested here, we will just go here and we will go to scatter plot. Where is that? Here. So you just go here and we will basically select this one, okay? And then we will say, yeah, we don't need that. We just select the basic one and then we click OK. So we get the scatter plot here, okay? Now we can change the heading here, importance improvement, or we call it a B analysis, okay? So that's what we are going to call it. We have to now give some names to the axes, so y-axis and x-axis. So let's see what is this value here. Improvement 3.94 and importance 3.94, improvement 2.18. Okay, so that's basically this one, 2.18. Do we see anyone like that? 3.94, 2.18. This one. It's this one. So 3.94, we have it in the y-axis, okay? On the x-axis, okay? So here we see 3.94 on the x-axis, and we have the improvement on the y-axis. So that's how we actually want it, right? So if I copy this figure here, So we want our importance in the x-axis and improvement on the y-axis. And that's how we have it here. So if we didn't have it like this, we had to flip it. But since we have it like this, we don't have to flip it. And if we had to flip it, that's not really very difficult. You could just come here and you can try the switch, or you can just manually select. I have shown it in the IPA video how to change it. Okay. But anyway, so now we are just going to add the axis names, axis titles. Okay. So primary horizontal here, it's good to have the names. So on the x-axis, we have importance. Okay. The x-axis, we have the importance. On the y-axis, we have the, again, we go to chart design, add axis titles, vertical. On the y-axis, we have the improvement. Okay. Nice. So we already have the axis here. Now we have to give it a more like a quadrant structure. To do that, we have to use the mean values of the importance and improvement. So first we have to calculate them here. So I'm going to calculate them here. Use the average of this. Okay, and then we put it like this here. So these are the mean. Okay. So then we first select this axis here. If we double click here on the importance axis, okay, then this side comes up. Here it's set on automatic, but now we can select a value. So we are going to select the value here for importance. We need the mean of importance, and that is 4.97. So we put this value here. Okay. Now we click on the y-axis values here, and then we are going to axis value, and then we are going to put the mean of importance 2.74. Then we have it like this here. Now we can see our figure is already trying to, it's almost taking a shape, right? We can make them nicer by, let's say, if I double click here, then if I go to the number options, axis options. So the maximum value here is 7 and the minimum value here is 0. So let's say if I make the minimum to 3, okay, it's getting better. How about for this one now? We have 0 and 1, 0 and 4. So the 0, let's say if we make it 2 here, now it's in a better shape. Yeah, looks good, right? So it's starting to look good now. Now, one more thing we need is the name of the variables, so that we name or the number of the variable, something like that, so that from the figure it's clear what is what, okay, what is on which quadrant. Okay, so to do that, we can click on the figure, go to chart design again, and we can come here and we can say data labels. Okay, and we can go to more data levels, and then we have this option here. We can click on label options. Here now we are basically visualizing the y-axis value, so we can untick that. Okay, and then we can select value from cells, and then here we can select either the names or the numbers. Okay, so whatever you like. So we're going to select the numbers here because we know what number means what. Okay, and click OK. So then we have the numbers here. If we had the names, it would be a bit messy because it will take more space here. So now that's how we have the A/B analysis figure. Now we might want to also add the quadrant names so that it's very easy for us to follow. Okay, so to do that, again, as we showed in the previous video, in the number 2 video also, so we are going to click on insert, and then we are going to select a text box. Let's say we select it here. So we are going to call it Q3. We call it non critical resources. Then we are going to click, we can make it bold. Okay. Then we go to insert again, text box, this side, we call it Q1, critical resources. We maybe take it a bit up here, make it bold again. We go to insert again, another box, this side. Now we call it Q4, reveal sources. Also make it bold. I could actually just copy paste it. So I can just copy, Control C and Control V, then I can just move it here. So that's even faster. Okay. And then we call it Q2 key strengths. Okay. So that's how we have our figure ready. But now to make sure whether we have done it properly or not, let's take a moment to actually compare it with what we have reported in the paper. Okay. So let's copy this one. But when we are going to copy this, it's a good idea to actually select all these things, okay, and group them. If we don't group it, then when we copy paste, not everything will move together. So now I have grouped them. I press Control C, so copy, and then I'm going to move it here. Let's say I can actually put it as image, and then then we can compare with the one here. Okay. So here on Q4, you see we have 9. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's exactly the same one. So let's say if 9 is actually financial resources. So if we go to our master, the template file here, 9 is actually financial resources. So this figure actually, and if you look here, 14 is geo network. Okay, 14. So if we go to this figure again, geo network is here and 14 is here. Okay, so this is how we can actually do the AB analysis figure. Okay, so then we can do the same thing for the India, LSP, LSP doc and LSP India, and then you will have all these 4 figures. Okay, so I hope you find it useful. Good luck, and I hope you will be using this method in many of your papers. Okay, good luck. Bye bye.